Hello and welcome to Everything Sociology 24. My name is Odi Godwin Agbaka, and in today's feature we unearth the life and legacy of one of Nigeria's most compelling political figures, and that is Alhaji Yusuf Maitama Sule, a man many believed was destined to lead the country but who was stopped just short of the presidency. Was it politics as usual? Or is the silencing of an independent voice the system feared? Please remember to kindly subscribe to this channel. In the late 1970s, Nigeria stood on the threshold of democracy. After 12 long years under military rule, the country prepared for a return to civilian leadership. The atmosphere was electric, hopeful yet wary. The military had promised to step aside, and over 50 political associations emerged, each hoping to chart Nigeria's future. In the end, only 5 were officially registered. Amongst them, one man emerged as a moral compass in a field crowded with ambition: Alhaji Yusuf Maitama Sule. He was not the loudest, he was not the most powerful, but he was, by many accounts, the most principled. Born into modest circumstances, Sule's rise was emblematic of the meritocracy Nigeria once promised: urban, articulate, and deeply humane. He was as comfortable quoting scriptures as he was addressing the United Nations. A nationalist to the core, Sule had already served in the First Republic and was Federal Commissioner for Public Complaint by the mid-1970s, a role akin to an ombudsman for ordinary Nigerians. In a political culture known for silence and complicity, Sule stood out as a voice of justice. He was the kind of leader who didn't need to shout to be heard. When he spoke, sincerity echoed like church bells. Among the 5 newly registered parties, the National Party of Nigeria, otherwise known as NPN, held the widest national reach. But unlike other parties whose leadership was clear, Awolowo led the UPN, Aminu Kano the PRP, Zik the NPP, Waziri Ibrahim the GNPP. The NPN had no predetermined champion. As the party with the best chance of winning the presidency, all eyes turned to who it would nominate. By 1978, it seemed the stars had aligned for Sule. The NPN zoned the presidency to the northern region, where his name carried weight, trust, and admiration. He was the frontrunner, and many assumed it was a done deal. But politics is rarely that straightforward, if you ask. Within elite circle, a different conversation was taking place. Sule, though popular and respected, was also uncomfortably independent. He was not one to bend to the wills of shadowy power brokers, that is, the military or otherwise. The fear was not whether he could lead, but whether he could be controlled. And so a new plan was hatched. Enter Alhaji Shehu Shagari, soft-spoken, humble, unassuming, and crucially pliable. Unlike Sule, Shagari had no burning desire to be president. He was content with becoming a senator. In fact, he was in Paris on business as chairman of Poised, Nigeria, when lobbying effort began back home. But when he returned, a strategic series of political nudges, beginning with persuasive Umaru Diko and a well-prepared Sokoto delegation, convinced him to allow his name to be put forward. From that moment, the momentum shifted absolutely. At the NPN National Convention held at Casino Cinema in Lagos, the first ballot failed to produce a clear winner. A runoff between Maitama Sule and Shehu Shagari was scheduled. Then came the final blow. A powerful internal lobby, including Sule's own allies from Kano, began urging him to step aside for party unity. Faced with a potential party split and immense internal pressure, Sule made the ultimate sacrifice. He withdrew. Shagari was declared the candidate. The NPN won the presidency, and Nigeria's future veered down a path from which it would not recover for decades. The question is, would Nigeria have fared better under Sule? It's a haunting question. While Shagari's government oversaw massive economic mismanagement and widespread corruption, eventually culminating in a military coup, Sule was dispatched to the United Nations, where he became chairman of the United Nations Anti-Apartheid Committee. While Shagari's administration clamped down on student activism, Sule embraced the youth, traveling across campuses to establish the Youth Solidarity on Southern Africa, YUSSA. He remained committed to national unity and social justice, even as Nigeria spiraled into repression and renewed military dictatorship. In 1983, Sule served briefly as Minister for National Guidance, but by then, the military had returned. His story became one of what could have been the leader Nigeria never got, the statesman who inspired rather than ruled. Sadly, he died in 2017 in Cairo, far from the power he once nearly held, but never far from the hearts of those who remembered his integrity, empathy, and unwavering patriotism. Thank you for watching. If you found the story compelling, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Everything Sociology 24. New episodes drop weekly, because behind every headline, there's a human story worth telling.